Well, it looks like there could be some big changes coming for Queen Consort Camilla. According to the Sun, close sources say that Camilla is set to drop the consort part of her title and just be referred to as Queen. Queen Camilla's shocking final wish has pushed Princess Anne to the edge, sparking one of the most bitter divides the royal family has seen. This daring move has left the palace in turmoil, with Princess Anne refusing to stay silent about what she sees as a betrayal of her mother's legacy. Could this be the beginning of a deeper royal fracture? Let us take you inside the palace walls to uncover the drama that caused and to hire a violent criminal to protect her from Camilla. A royal title that divided the palace when King Charles III was crowned. Many expected Camilla to continue using the title Queen Consort as originally promised. Instead, Camilla chose to assume the full title of Queen, a move that surprised royal watchers and insiders alike. For Princess Anne, who has spent her life dedicated to preserving the monarchy's traditions, this decision felt like a slap in the face. Anne has always been known for her non-nonsense approach, prioritizing duty and tradition above all else. In her eyes, the title of Queen Consort was a respectful nod to both her late mother's wishes and the complicated history surrounding Camilla's relationship with Charles. Before we delve into this, it's clear that Camilla's decision hides deeper motives, and what Anne uncovered may be far worse than anyone could have ever expected. The late Queen Elizabeth made it clear during her lifetime that the role should be defined by the title of Queen Consort, reflecting the unique circumstances of her marriage to Charles. This designation was seen as a way to honor Princess Diana's legacy while also acknowledging the position within the family. By discarding consort, these actions have been interpreted by Anne as disregarding the late Queen's wishes and by extension the monarchy's traditions. To Anne, this shift signifies more than just a name change, it's a break from the stability and continuity that her mother worked tirelessly to uphold. Her path into the royal family has never been smooth. The relationship with Charles began while he was still married to Princess Diana, a fact that left a lasting stain on her public image. Even after the marriage to Charles in 2005, the role was carefully managed to avoid reigniting old wounds. Publicly, it was announced that the title of Princess Consort would be taken when Charles ascended the throne, a concession seen as necessary to maintain goodwill. However, as years passed and the public image softened, ambitions appeared to grow. Dropping that consort during Charles's coronation solidified her place as queen, but not without consequences. This decision has drawn a clear line between her and one of the most steadfast members of the royal family, who remains fiercely loyal to tradition and her mother's legacy. Often viewed as one of the hardest working royals, she has dedicated her life to preserving the monarchy's reputation and values. To her, the role of queen is about more than personal ambition, it's about honoring a legacy built over generations. These actions, seen as a departure from these principles, have deepened the divide between the two women. While one approach appears more focused on adapting to modern expectations, her commitment to tradition leaves little room for compromise. The coronation marked a pivotal moment not just for the monarchy but also for its internal dynamics. Reports of tension between her and the new queen have circulated for years, but the coronation seemed to escalate the discord. Rumors suggest that a heated exchange may have occurred during a family gathering, with her allegedly expressing disapproval of the title change. Such incidents highlight the growing strain within the royal family, where personal relationships are often overshadowed by public duties and expectations. Her frustrations are not merely personal, they reflect broader concerns about the monarchy's direction under Charles and the new queen. For her, the monarchy's strength lies in its adherence to tradition and its ability to maintain continuity through change. By breaking from these traditions, she fears that the institution's integrity could be compromised. The decision to claim the title of queen represents, in her view, a shift towards a more hierarchical and status-driven approach, which risks alienating the public. Interestingly, her vision aligns closely with that of Prince William. Both share a desire to modernize the monarchy while retaining its core values. William's vision emphasizes a streamlined royal family focused on public service and accessibility rather than formality. This stands in contrast to the apparent embrace of traditional titles and roles. Her support for William's approach underscores her belief in adapting to contemporary challenges without abandoning the monarchy's foundations. As the younger generation of royals steps into more prominent roles, the tensions between tradition and modernization become increasingly apparent. William's efforts to make the monarchy more relatable resonate with many, but they also clash with the established norms upheld by figures like the new Queen. Her support for these changes reflects an understanding of the need to balance tradition with progress. However, recent actions suggest a different perspective, one that prioritizes status and recognition within the traditional framework of royalty. The divide between her and the new Queen highlights a broader question about the monarchy's future. Can it evolve to meet the expectations of a modern society while preserving its historical significance? This bold move to claim the title of Queen has undoubtedly shifted perceptions, but whether it strengthens or weakens the monarchy remains to be seen. For her, the issue is not just about titles but about the values and principles that define the royal family. Her frustration stems from a deep-seated belief that these traditions are essential for maintaining the monarchy's relevance and credibility. Public opinion too plays a crucial role in shaping the monarchy's path forward. Camilla's decision has drawn mixed reactions, with some viewing it as a natural progression and others as an overstep. For many, the memory of Princess Diana looms large, and any perceived slight against her legacy is met with resistance. Her dedication to her mother's wishes resonates with those who see tradition as a vital part of the monarchy's identity. In contrast, Camilla's actions appeal to those who believe in a more flexible and adaptive approach as the royal family navigates these internal and external pressures. The future remains uncertain. Camilla's title change may have solidified her position, but it has also exposed fault lines within the monarchy. The tension between her and a missing name is emblematic of a larger struggle over the monarchy's direction and purpose. With figures like William and advocating for modernization, the royal family faces the challenge of balancing change with continuity. Queen Camilla's decision to drop consort from her title has done more than just spark controversy. It has forced the monarchy to confront fundamental questions about its identity and future. The clash between Camilla and Anne underscores the complexities of royal life, where personal ambitions often collide with public expectations. As the monarchy continues to evolve, these tensions will undoubtedly shape its trajectory in the years to come. The debate over Camilla's title was just the start. Inside the palace, family conflicts grew stronger, threatening the ties that held them together. Royal feuds hidden behind palace walls, the British royal family might look like a picture-perfect group of blue-blooded nobles, but let's not kid ourselves. Behind the fancy palaces and designer suites, there are family feuds so heated they could rival any soap opera. For decades, whispers of fights, grudges, and outright betrayals have swirled around the royal family, and it doesn't seem like those rumors will stop anytime soon. Let's dive into the tangled mess of tension that's been brewing inside the walls of Buckingham Palace and beyond. First, we've got King Charles III and his younger brother Prince Andrew. These two have had more than their fair share of problems, with much of the drama coming from Andrew's scandals. Let's not forget the bombshell in December 2024 when reports claimed Charles was livid over Andrew's connection to a former staff member accused of being a Chinese spy. Imagine the royal family already battling public scrutiny being hit with a story like that. Add this to Andrew's long history of questionable friendships, and you've got a recipe for constant family tension. Charles, who's worked hard to present himself as a modern and responsible monarch, reportedly isn't thrilled about having Andrew's baggage dragging down the family name. Speaking of family drama, the relationship between Prince William and Prince Harry has turned from brotherly love to icy standoffs. These two used to be the ultimate sibling duo, but that's all in the past now. The cracks in their bond became impossible to ignore when Harry married Meghan Markle and decided to step away from royal duties in 2020. Harry's memoir spared no one. In it, Harry claims there was a physical fight between him and William. As if that's not enough, Harry called William his arch-nemesis. Yes, he went there. It's clear this isn't just a simple sibling squabbles. These are deep-rooted issues that might take years or maybe never to fix. And then there's Harry's shaky relationship with his father, King Charles III. Harry has said more than once that he feels like the odd one out in the family after stepping back from duties. Things got even worse in his book. Harry accused his father of worrying that Meghan's popularity would steal the spotlight from him. Now think about this for a second. Imagine your dad being more concerned about his public image than mending the relationship with his son. That kind of dynamic says a lot about the inner workings of this family. Sure, there have been hints of reconciliation, but who knows how much of that is real and how much is just for show. Prince Andrew's issues don't stop at his fights with Charles. His ties to convicted criminals and messy legal battles have dragged the royal family's reputation through the mud. It's no wonder he's been booted from public duties. Andrew's controversies have forced the family to put some serious distance between him and the monarchy. He's been stripped of official roles and is living a life far from the spotlight, but the damage he's done to the royal family's image isn't going away anytime soon. While dealing with personal issues, the royal family also struggles to stay important in a world that expects them to change. The royals fight to stay relevant. While all this personal drama plays out, the royal family is also struggling to stay relevant in today's world. The idea of monarchy itself is being questioned more than ever. Some family members want to stick to tradition, while others see the need for change to connect with the public. These debates have reportedly caused plenty of arguments behind closed doors. Balancing centuries-old customs with modern expectations isn't easy, and it's only making the cracks in the family even bigger. The relentless media spotlight hasn't helped either. The royal family's private fights have been turned into public scandals thanks to a press that can't get enough of their drama. Imagine living every moment of your family's dysfunction under a microscope, with every argument turned into front-page news. That kind of pressure would break any family, and it's clear the royals are no exception. Even when they try to present a united front, the media often exposes the cracks in their facade. Let's not forget how these conflicts impact their duties. Despite the internal chaos, the royal family is expected to maintain their public roles and uphold traditions. It's a balancing act, trying to manage personal relationships while representing a nation. They're not just a family, they're an institution, and that adds a whole new layer of complications to their fights. Reconciling personal grudge while staying in the public's good graces is no small task, and it's one the royal family has struggled with for years. Take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The British royal family isn't just battling each other, they're battling to stay relevant in a world that's increasingly questioning their purpose. The younger generation, like William and Harry, seems caught between two worlds. One is steeped in tradition while the other demands modernization. This tug-of-war is a big reason behind the growing divisions within the family. Public perception is another thing they can't ignore. Every scandal, every misstep is magnified in the eyes of the public. When Andrew's controversies came to light, it wasn't just a personal embarrassment, it was a blow to the entire monarchy. Similarly, Harry and Meghan's decision to step away from royal life sparked debates about the relevance of the institution itself. The royal family's every move is under scrutiny, and that's a lot of pressure to deal with. Despite all the drama, the royal family keeps pushing forward. There are reports of efforts to mend fences, though it's hard to tell how genuine those attempts are. Charles reportedly wants to bring the family together, but actions speak louder than words. Reconciliation is tricky when the wounds are this deep, and it's unclear if everyone involved is even willing to move forward. The royals may wear crowns, but at the end of the day they're just like any other family, dealing with grudges, misunderstandings, and the fallout of bad decisions. The royal family struggles show that no amount of wealth or status can shield you from family drama. They're stuck in a never-ending cycle of conflict, trying to balance their personal issues with their public duties. It's a tough spot to be in, and the cracks in their relationships are becoming harder to hide. The question is, can they rise above the scandals and stay united, or will these conflicts continue to define the monarchy in the years to come? As the monarchy faces new challenges, Princess Anne's hard work and achievements show the strength of a life built on duty and determination, a royal childhood unlike any other. Princess Anne came into the world on August 15, 1950, at Clarence House in London, as the second child and only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. She was born into a life most of us can only imagine, being the younger sibling of King Charles III, and eventually earned the title of Princess Royal, a special role reserved for the eldest daughter of a reigning British monarch. From day one, Anne's life was wrapped in royal tradition, but she was never one to simply follow the script. Her childhood was far from ordinary. Raised in the grandeur of Buckingham Palace, she was educated under the watchful eye of her governess, Catherine Peebles. Unlike what you might picture about royal kids, her upbringing wasn't all fairy tales and pampering. She showed a streak of independence early on, making it clear she wasn't going to let the royal bubble define her. In 1963, when she was 13, she left home to attend Benenden School, a boarding school in Kent. For many, the idea of a princess attending boarding school might seem surprising, but she wasn't the kind to shy away from challenges. At Benenden, she proved herself academically and socially, showing that she could thrive in a structured environment outside of the palace walls. But school wasn't the only thing shaping her young life. From a very early age, she discovered a passion that would define her for years to come: horses. Unlike some hobbies that come and go, her love for equestrian activities wasn't a passing phase. She spent countless hours training and riding, developing a skill set that would eventually take her to the top of the sport. By the time she was 21, she had already won the individual European Eventing Championship in 1971. This was no small feat. Competing at this level required discipline, focus, and a level of commitment most people couldn't fathom. Her success wasn't just a royal privilege, it was the result of sheer hard work and determination. Her achievements in equestrian sports didn't just add trophies to her shelf, they shaped her public image. Unlike the glamorous, carefully curated personas of some royals, her reputation was built on grit and perseverance. She wasn't afraid to get her hands dirty, both literally and figuratively. This down-to-earth approach made her relatable to many even as she maintained her royal responsibilities. While horses were a big part of her life, she wasn't a one-dimensional royal. She threw herself into charitable work early on, taking on causes that mattered deeply to her. In 1970, at just 20 years old, she became the president of Save the Children. This wasn't just a symbolic role to fill her calendar, she rolled up her sleeves and got to work, visiting projects, meeting with volunteers, and advocating for the organization's mission. Her commitment to humanitarian efforts wasn't about photo ops or public praise. She was genuinely invested in making a difference, and this authenticity earned her respect both at home and abroad. Balancing royal duties, personal passions, and public service isn't easy, but she managed to pull it off. She developed a reputation for being one of the hardest working members of the royal family. While others might have leaned into the comforts of royal privilege, her no-nonsense attitude set her apart. She approached her responsibilities with a seriousness that made her stand out even in a family full of larger-than-life figures. Her early years were a blend of tradition and trailblazing. She respected her royal roots but didn't let them confine her. Whether it was excelling in equestrian sports, dedicating herself to charitable causes, or carving out her own identity within the royal family, she proved she was more than just a princess. Her story isn't about living in someone else's shadow, it's about stepping into the spotlight on her own terms. As the years went on, her dedication only deepened. She became known for her relentless work ethic and ability to juggle multiple roles, whether attending official engagements, overseeing charitable initiatives, or competing in sports. She rarely slowed down. This tireless approach earned her admiration but also set her apart as a unique figure within the British monarchy. While other royals might have struggled with public scrutiny or leaned into the more glamorous aspects of their roles, her focus remained on duty and achievement. Her equestrian achievements continued to influence her public role. Her involvement in the sport wasn't just a personal passion, it became a platform for her to connect with people and promote causes she cared about. Whether it was supporting young writers, advocating for animal welfare, or representing Britain at international events, she used her love for horses to make a broader impact. Her ability to blend personal interests with public service was a hallmark of her approach to royal life. Even as a young woman, her confidence and independence set her apart. She wasn't afraid to speak her mind or challenge expectations. This boldness sometimes led to criticism, but it also earned her respect. She didn't fit the traditional mold of a princess, and she didn't try to. Instead, she carved out her own path, one that was defined by hard work, resilience, and a commitment to making a difference. As the only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II, her position within the royal family was unique. She had a close relationship with her parents, but wasn't afraid to assert her independence. This balance between loyalty and individuality defined her early years and continued to shape her approach to life. While her brother, King Charles III, was groomed for the throne, she found her own ways to contribute to the monarchy and make her mark. Her early experiences laid the foundation for a life of service and achievement. Her education, equestrian success, and charitable work all played a role in shaping her character. These formative years weren't without challenges, but her determination and resilience helped her overcome them. She wasn't content to simply fulfill her royal duties, she wanted to excel in every aspect of her life. This drive to succeed, coupled with her down-to-earth personality, made her a beloved figure both within the royal family and among the public. Is Queen Camilla's bold decision a necessary step for modernizing the monarchy, or is it a reckless move that disrespects royal tradition? Tell us your thoughts and remember to like and subscribe for more.